The All England Club Wimbledon, home of the oldest Grand Slam event in tennis, historic center court, live 2 o'clock London time, as we await the finalists for this coveted title. We look into the club area. You can see the two players now make their appearance at 25. American Pete Sampras, the world's #1. He attempts to become the first American to win Wimbledon 4 times, and he'll be opposed by the unseeded 28-year-old Frenchman Cédric Pioline. Over 13,000 fans, including distinguished royalty, on the warmest day of the fortnight, enhancing this Sunday's championship setting. It's an unexpected matchup in the Gentlemen's Championship. No surprise he's here at age 25. Pete Sampras into his 4th Wimbledon final in the last 5 years. With superior athleticism and undeniable determination, Sampras has dominated the opposition this entire fortnight. The most memorable encounter concluded with Becker's farewell. But here's the surprise. 44th in the world, Cédric Pioline. At 28, his grass court form has soared, culminating in a classic 5-set semi against Michael Stich. But Pioline has never beaten Sampras in 7 career chances. Experts reason Pioline needs to play the match of his life today. And we welcome you to breakfast at Wimbledon from famed center court to Canberra, along with 3-time Wimbledon champion John McEnroe. Let's get right to it. Can Cédric Pioline play the match of his life today?
That's why they have they call it sports. You got to go out there and prove it. Pioline can do it. He's returned fantastically the last couple matches. The best I've seen anyone return in the tournament. He's going to need to do that today, and he's going to need to keep his nerve because, Dick, he's the Yana Novotny of the men's tour. All
right, take us out on the court. They've just made the walk. You've been out there 5 times in a final, winning 3. Can you compare it to anything?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic feeling. This is what you play for. It's our World Series Super Bowl. We come out to this electricity. There's nothing like it. You work days, weeks, months, years to get this opportunity. Pioline had his first one at the '93 Open, which is our other huge event. Played very poorly there. Now he gets a second chance, and he wants to do a lot better than he did there. As a matter of fact, he wants to break his streak. 0-7 against Pete Sampras lifetime.
Last time they met was here at center court a year ago, and Sampras won. In fact, in their 7 meetings, Pioline has captured only 3 sets. Well, strategically then, what does Pioline have to do to beat the #1 player in the world?
Well, his return to serve, to me, is going to be the key in the match. If we take a look at what he did against his 2 previous opponents, you see Ruzetsky Stich serve as hard or harder than Sampras. Now, what we have to hope for as fans of a long match is that Pete drops that percentage down a bit. If he's around where Stich and Ruzetsky are in the 50s, low to mid-50s, and Pioline continues to return the way he did, then we're going to see a fantastic match today because Pioline is very athletic, a beautiful flair for the game, and I'm personally happy to see him in a 2nd Grand Slam final.
So at 28, unseeded Cédric Pioline looking for an upset in the Wimbledon final against the #1 seed, #1 player in the world, Pete Sampras. Will be back with the opening serve.
Beginning, you just love to play. You're a kid, and it's a game. Then the forehand gets stronger, the serve starts to pop, and the expectations grow. But you still love to play. Because you're a kid. A 25-year-old kid.
Pete Sampras already a winner of the Australian Open, the first Grand Slam event of each year, against number 44 in the world, Cédric Pioline, as they warm up here on center court Wimbledon.
Dick, I have one complaint already. Where's the streaker?
That's right. Last year at this time, as they were taking their introductory photographs, I was trying to pretend that I didn't see it, and you were reporting to the world you wanted more instant replays. Apparently more control this year. Turns out that streaker earned 6-to-1 odds, all her friends here in Wimbledon. Sampras makes his home in Tampa, but grew up playing tennis in Southern California, the Los Angeles area. he had a terrific start this year. 17 straight wins. Australia, he won San Jose and Philadelphia, and then in a little slump before he came to Wimbledon.
And people were starting to question Pete just a little bit, but he shut them up in a hurry. Tillstrom in straights. Drakeman struggled a little bit, destroyed Byron Black in the third round. Korda gave him a heck of a match in the 16s, played some great tennis. Korda's a similar type of player as Pioline. Becker won that one tiebreak, but really was dominated, and Woodbridge the same.
Cedric Pioline at 28. Incredibly, he had gone to 9 finals before he won a tour event. That was last year in Copenhagen. He's won again this year in Prague. Makes his home in Paris. The son of 2 star volleyball players, a French man and a Romanian woman. Prior to Wimbledon, his record on the year was only 18-15. He's enjoying his best ever championship here on grass.
Well, he's finally started to get it together the last couple months. That win in Prague, even though it was a tiny event, helped restore his confidence. Tough 5-set loss to Kapelnikov for the French here. Charpentier in 4. Frana said it was raining too much. He split town. Ferrer has really been struggling this year. An easy win for Pioline there. And Brett Steven, a good all-around player, 4-setter. Ruzetsky pretty much dominated Ruzetsky except for one moment. Fantastic semifinal match between Michael Stieck,
1 minute.
Cedric Pioline. Beautiful tennis, particularly those last 2 sets. Stieck went out with a big hurrah. Unfortunately, Pioline came out victorious.
As we've already indicated, Sampras has dominated their meetings. 7 straight victories, including a win here at Wimbledon a year ago in straight sets. In fact, Pioline with just 3 sets won off Sampras in their 7 meetings.
The good news for Pioline is he's playing better than he ever has been playing. He's certainly gotten his nerve. He seems a lot calmer on the court. He's extremely athletic. He's a better server than Korda was. He's a better athlete in better condition. So if you go by those particular stats of Pioline, I think he's in for a very, very good match. But he's really got to play at the top of his game today.
Well, as John's already indicated, this is the Super Bowl. This is what it's all about, to win a major, win the oldest championship, be a part of history. And Sampras knows well. He's been #1 for about 5 years, but that to him is not the most important thing.
When I look back at my career, and I've been #1 for a while now, but it's the major tournaments that will always stand out in my career, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you can compare it to basketball with their championships in the World Series. I mean, this is our World Series, is Wimbledon, and all the majors, and so it's just another chance for me on Sunday to hopefully make it 10.
Going for his 10th Grand Slam title, that would place him with Bill Tilden on the all-time list, and only 2 away from the record held by Roy Emerson of 12.
Well, he's very aware of his place in history, Pete. He's already blown by Bums, myself, Connors, Lendl, among others. And a big hand for these 2 finalists to start off.
Pioline will serve to open the match from the Royal Box end.
Take some deep breaths, Cedric. I told him that in the locker room. He said, yeah, I know. I'm ready this time. You better be. Oh, ouch. Already the crowd is, oh no, not one of these.
Get the bad stuff out of the way early.
I've never heard that much of a crowd noise after the first point in my life in any tournament. That'll brighten up the crowds. Feelings right now, he seemed a little hurt by that double fault.
It's his 7th Wimbledon. Turned pro 9 years ago.
The other key point for Pioline, obviously, is to serve big. Pete Sampras has not only been serving big, he's been hitting backhands like this throughout the tournament. There was too much of the court open there. Too easy a shot for Sampras. That was well done by Pioline. That was a difficult backhand volley.
How about the court itself, John? It is bruised and chewed up because of the rains of the first week. It was softer, and so when play did start full time, it really took a beating this year.
Well, we see this every year. I mean, I must say the grounds crew's done an excellent job. It's gotten a little bit warmer. The court's firmed up some. The bounce is going to be a little better, I think, actually. I think that will be a big problem today.
Almost like playing on a dirt court instead of a grass court. There's almost more areas where there's little grass than there are green patches.
Well, it actually slows the court down a little bit, and the ball will come up a little higher. I'm not sure who that's good news for. See, the players are used to playing in very cool conditions. This is not a hot day, but for English standards, it's boiling, 75 degrees or so.
Probably close to 80 degrees on court. It's the warmest day of the 2 weeks of Wimbledon.
So even though the court's slower, the ball will go through the air a little bit quicker. Not as humid as it's been or cool.
Sigurd Pioline gives everyone a gulp with a double fault, and then he holds. Pete Sampras, who has held his serve 102 of 104 games.
Don't let Pioline see this stat. 67% and 98% of his serve games won. Scary stuff.
But this is Pioline's strength, return of service. And most everyone in the championship has said it's not just the first, it's the second serve of Sampras.
He shut Ruzetsky up in the court as he broke him the first time he served. Biggest win of his career, semis against Steek. Maybe give him the confidence to say, hey, maybe I can finally beat this guy after losing the first 7.
There's that second serve, has so much bite.
You know, you remember what Vitas Gerulaitis said. He'd lost to Jimmy Connors 17 times in a row, and he beat him at the Masters. He went into the press conference. They asked him about it. He says, no one beats Vitas Gerulaitis 18 times in a row.
Well, if you haven't been with us throughout this fortnight, this is the Pete Sampras that has destroyed the opposition, making his service games look so easy and so unthreatened.
You wonder why Pete doesn't serve volley first, second serves on other surfaces. Why not try it at the French or on hard courts? I mean, I don't think he does it more than half the time. Might be better than staying back and have to slug it out in the dirt with those European clay court specialists. Or now Brazilians. Gustavo Kuerten winning the French this year. Easy game for Pete Sampras.
The honor of being in the chair today, umpires Jerry Armstrong, a former top goalkeeper in Sussex. Part of history, too. His father umpired the Jimmy Connors Arthur Ashe final in 1975. Jerry Armstrong. Former banker. He's now one of the 8 regular umpires on the ATP Tour.
Defaulted me in the Australian Open.
You'll notice I didn't bring that up.
Thank you. Just because I said his looks were too boyish. Yeah, that's not right.
That's all you said.
Doesn't want to miss shots like that. Excellent scoop volley off the return. It was the pace that hurt Pioline. He certainly was in position. He had a wide open court. All he had to do was get the ball over the net, but he took his eye off it a little bit. Don't do that at any level. Watch the ball till it hits your racket.
Good serve. Looked as if it caught both lines. He's won over $3 million in his career, despite the fact he has only 2 tour titles, 45 less than Sampras.
That's a nice looking serve. Remember, Todd Martin had a great serve out wide in the deuce court. Hope to see him back. Last year's semifinalist. Pioline at 6'2", doesn't have quite the angle of 6'6" Todd Martin, but look how important placement is. You got to mix up the placement and the speeds and the spins, and then you'll get to be extremely difficult to break on these type of surfaces, or really any surface. Took Pioline 9 losses in finals before he finally won one. In Copenhagen last year.
Yeah, he's 27 years old. He was as high as 9th in his ranking in '94.
Without ever having won a tournament.
The perennial semifinalist.
Just didn't have enough on that second serve, and Pete Sampras has been returning quite well himself, thank you. See where he's standing, well inside the baseline. Doesn't try to go for too much. Beautifully placed for a winner. There, see him watching the ball till he makes contact.
And first break point of the match.
2 tight volleys this game. Watch out, Cedric. It's the right shot. Sampras had no shot whatsoever, just dropped an inch or 2 long. Break point.
Oh, just long.
There's a happy man. When he was running back, trying to run down that Sampras live, he's like, please, please, please go out.
There's his Grand Slam record, 47-27, his best prior to Wimbledon this year, the '93 U.S. Open, a couple times a quarterfinalist here, and at the French.
Advantage period.
Well left by Pioline. I see he let the ball go, and I think for a split second he thought, oh my God, I made the wrong decision, but the ball went a little bit long.
Ball.
This cathedral of tennis, just eerie, it's so quiet.
It's sort of like the U.S. Open, the New Yorkers. Because Pete has developed that running cross-court forehand, you have to respect that shot. He loves to hit that forehand on the run. He's the best in the world, without a question, hitting that forehand on the run. That was absolutely first class. This is why I think Sampras is the best that I have seen, because he combines placement with power. He looks faster than he's ever been. He looks fitter. Looks very strong.
And another break point. Just to follow up on that, Fred Perry, the great British player that won here at Wimbledon 3 consecutive years, the last Brit to win here in 1936. When he saw Sampras in '90 before he'd won any big events, he said, the big man has such cat-like quiet quickness. He's just there. You don't even hear him coming. Oh, the opening was there for the break.
Well, even the great ones get a little tight. He's looking for his further place in history. That shot was probably easier in the forehand. He hit a couple shots a couple points ago, but he missed that well long. He says, Cedric, hit a better volley, so I need to be on the run to hit that big forehand. Well, one or two things will happen here. Pioline will get even more tight, or he'll settle down, and this may help him.
A lot of second serves for Sampras.
Once again, backhand volley, open the face of the racket a little bit too much, just long, another break point chance. That ball kicked up high to Pete. Cedric once again tries to go behind Pete, which is a smart play, but makes the error.
All three volley errors from the backhand. Pete certainly will be noting that.
I'd like to see him block that backhand volley a little bit more. Uh-oh.
And Sampras blocks that one for a winner and takes the early lead.
Well, we know Pete's got that beautiful grass court game, serving at a level I've never seen, obviously playing like a champion, and if he maintains his level of play, we're going to be enjoying some doubles on NBC today.
In fact, the men's doubles final, scheduled, of course, on this last Sunday as well, and that also involves a historical effort as Woodbridge and Woodford go for their 5th in a row.
It should have been Pioline's keys right there we just looked at. He needs to maintain his level of play, and he's already dropped. Bad sign already, missing those volleys. Too many first serves missed as well.
Sampras doesn't. Pioline yet to win a point off Sampras' serve.
Second service.
Well left.
Sampras leads 3-1. We invite you to join us next Saturday, 2 Eastern, for the WNBA on NBC. Featured will be a showdown. The league's top 2 scorers, Ruthie Bolton Holofield and the Sacramento Monarchs, Cynthia Cooper and the Houston Comets. That's the WNBA next Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern on NBC.
This has got to be somewhat discouraging for Pioline, though. Exactly what he didn't want to happen. Get off to a slow start. Sampras quick to take advantage. Already in a hole at 1-3.
And Sampras winning his first 2 service games at Love, saying, "You think you're going to break me?"
Good luck. Oh, just ripped that backhand return. Make Pioline serve like a 3rd or 4th serve. I mean, that was what would be considered by many a good second serve. Into the body. Pete just uses his upper body strength to muscle it up the line. Didn't even move his body out of the way.
15.
Gets the 8th there. Number 3.
He's got to pick up that first serve percentage and win some easier points. He's up at 60. I think about 95 might be what he needs at this moment. 60's not bad. Seems like he's not serving well to me.
Sampras jumping all over his second serve. Here comes another.
Maybe you should think, Dick, about going to the forehand.
15-13.
He's tried to slice it into the body. He's tried to kick it away from the backhand. None of that's worked. There's the kick serve. It didn't kick as far away as he would have liked because he sort of mixed it with the spin, the slice. 15-30.
So far, Pioline, and he has another second serve, has won 1 of 9 second serves points.
Might see him start staying back soon at this rate. Self-defense there.
Keep me out of the Royal Hospital. I'm gonna
Sampras moved to that forehand so quickly, scurrying around the court.
We're going to have our top 10 shots from Wimbledon this year, and what was that tough? We had 50 or 60 to pick from, and Sampras, you can be certain, is involved in a couple.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine he wouldn't be.
One where he was actually down on the court, still got up and won the point.
Well, there's a good high backhand volley. And he needs to start building up his confidence again.
40-13.
Backhand volley really hurt him in the previous service game. He rights himself there.
Much more deliberate player, Pioline, than Sampras, who's in a hurry. Pioline holds, Sampras leads. Welcome back. Cedric Pioline was smothered by Sampras in the U.S. Open final 4 years ago. He says now he thinks his maturity will help him today.
My game is more mature. I mean, I am more mature, and in U.S. Open was like, just happened like so fast, and I didn't realize what I was doing, and now I know what I did to be in the final, to reach the final. So it's completely different.
It did go quickly for him, and maybe that's why he's so deliberate today. Second ace for Sampras.
Nothing else. He wants more airtime.
Sampras 9 straight service points off the start. Ooh, that center linesman took it in the chest.
Can't even get a nibble of the Sampras serve. 10 straight now.
Not many second serves either, John. Actually, 60% for serves. It just seems he's overwhelming.
Well, this is an example of where he talked about earlier his second serve being a key. He's serving his second serve a lot harder than Pioline, and it appeared like, I felt the same way. He was serving like 80%, and they're pretty close, and yet it seems like it's totally one-sided at the moment. There it is. Breaks the ice. Bad news is he was down 40-love when he did it. Well, the tennis crowd here very knowledgeable. They're well aware that Pioline hadn't won a single point off the serve. Finally, shows that French flair with the forehand cross-court winner. Likes that big swing. Not easy to do on grass, but he hasn't had much of a problem this tournament.
Sampras' string ends at 11 straight points on his serve. And a second serve now for Pioline.
He's on a run.
2 in a row. With his third ace, Sampras leads 4-2. So take a scouting report here, John McEnroe, on Cedric Pioline.
Well, obviously, we've seen evidence somewhat of the flashy ground strokes. He is a great natural athlete. His level of play in the past has been unpredictable. Here it's been very consistent, and obviously he's got to return big. He's got to get his racket on the ball, too, and that's a prerequisite of returning well, touching it.
2-4.
Nice feel there. There's the flashy play. Well, he's got excellent leaping ability, but he can also get down quite low for the volley, too. This is beautiful technique. 15 love.
Trying to become France's first Wimbledon champion in 51 years. Yvonne Petra, remembered as the last to wear trousers on center court as a champion, although he didn't wear them in the final.
30.
He thought he pulled up on that return a little, which he did. He knows what he's doing wrong, and most of it is very, very good, though.
Well, that slice serve has given him 3 of his 4 aces.
He'd like to throw that toss up high. Doesn't get up at quite as high as I'd like to see. He's certainly capable of doing that with 2 parents, volleyball players. He's got excellent leaping ability.
Game dealing.
And another ace. Cedric Pioline's wife in the back row, Mireille, and Kimberly Williams in the front row is the friend of Pete Sampras. Seen in Father of the Bride movies. Been quite a experience for her watching Sampras play so well as he goes for his 4th Wimbledon, serving 4-3.
He's returning the favor to Pioline with some new balls. Serves up ace number 4. So I can hit that serve.
Shot made to look easy by Sampras.
30.
That was a tricky shot Pete hit. Pioline didn't do much with the return, but this was a nice defensive lob. And the angle was beautiful there. Didn't try to hit it hard. That's, to me, the toughest shot in tennis. He made that look easy.
Oh!
That's where you better be strong in your shoulder, inflexible.
There's that second serve, and Pioline can't do a thing with it.
He's certainly not returning at the level so far. Pete's first serve percentage is higher than Pioline would like, 63. Barely lost a point off the first, and so that second serve, that's 83% of your second serve. That's not good news for the Frenchman.
Second service. Game Sampras.
So Sampras, 3 of his 4 service games. Pioline unable to scratch out a single point. Rolex time of the match, 29 minutes. For 20 years, Rolex has kept the official time here at Wimbledon. 2:40 in the afternoon, a sunny Sunday in England. And Pioline serves to stay in the opening set. Ruining that 3rd game of the set when he missed on 3 backhand volleys. The only way you've been able to take a set off Sampras is to get him into a tiebreak. Oh.
mean, even that goes in. He thought the serve was out, just put his racket out, took a stab at it, and hits the back of the tape. He just figured, well, I'll just sort of hit it back. Look where it lands, right on the line. So he figured, well, I won't complain about the call then. That's what Pioline's got to do, at least make Sampras work for it and hit those winners. Those aren't easy to come by on grass. He pulled up the body a little bit too much, hit the net. Excellent angle there once again by Pioline on the deuce court. The key to that serve is throwing the toss in the same places you would hit the flat one up the middle, disguise it. Your opponent has to respect that, and you sneak it out wide. Then you follow up with a big one into the body. That's good mixing up of your service.
14-15.
And all players at any level should do that. Don't hit the same shot twice.
So Sampras will serve for the set at 5-4 when we return to Wimbledon. Welcome back, three-time champion Pete Sampras with the lead, serves for the set. He knocked out three-time champion Boris Becker in the quarterfinals, and Becker had some nice things to say about him after.
I was fortunate enough to play with the McEnroe, Connors, Lendl, even Bork a little bit, and for me, he was always the most complete player. He had the power, he had the speed, he had the touch, and I always said that, but since you can't compare the 60s to the 90s, I always felt that he was, for me, the best player ever.
And the crowd trying to get Pioline into this.
So Becker's opinion that Sampras the best player ever that he faced.
Good start this game. Pioline hoping to get back in his first set. Can you imagine that Pete used to really dislike playing here at Wimbledon? His first three Wimbledons, he lost first round, second round. Unlike a Becker, he won the first two times he played. Well, he sure likes it now.
$30-15.
2 points from the opening set, 30-15, 5-4.
He's 36-2, by the way, since he lost that second round match in '91. 36-2. Beautiful, beautiful shot. And he's a shot maker, all right. Take a look at this offensive lob that he hits here. That's one, but look at this one, too. That's a full swing right there, like a passing shot. No chance for Sampras.
Oh, for the first time, Pioline at 30 all in a Sampras serve game.
Quiets the crowd and his opponent so quickly.
Number 5.
It's like Becker used to do. Big points, serve that big bomb. Boris doesn't think he has it in him anymore, but this guy sure does. Set point. first set. 6 games to 4.
36 minutes for Sampras to capture after his break of Pioline in the 3rd game. In Open era and in this century, Borg with his 5 in a row, Laver with 4, McEnroe, Becker, Newcomb, and Sampras with 3 Wimbledon titles.
He hadn't lost to Krajicek last year. He could be going for his 5th in a row right now, Pete Sampras.
Pioline opens the 2nd set with his 7th ace.
15 love.
Well, he certainly got that serve working. Slice out wide to the Sampras forehand. Deuce scored at least 5 of the 7 from that position. And surprisingly, ahead in the aces department so far. But down a set, more importantly.
Sampras won the opening set of all of his matches in this fortnight. Korda, 2 tiebreakers, won the 3rd and 4th, and Becker won the 2nd set in a tiebreak. Those are the only sets sacrificed. Oh.
15 all.
That ball dying at the feet of Pioline.
Pioline was there in plenty of time. Wasn't quite sure what shot to hit, and the hesitation cost him. A little sluggish in his movement to that half volley. A lot of spin, though, Pete had on that return. Tricky shot. That's a big-time serve from Pioline into the body. No chance at all for Pete.
116 miles an hour. Top this year, young Mark Philippoussis, the Aussie, 142 miles an hour. Greg Rosetsky, whom Pioline beat at 138 miles an hour.
And that was a smart play there. He took a little bit off the serve, and Pete was ahead of it. And that's why you got to mix up this speed as well as the placement and the spins.
And again, that slice to the deuce court produces an ace, number 8. 2nd set underway.